Hey there, everybody! Happy Tuesday! Happy March 12th. If you're tuning in live or whenever you're tuning in, thank you so much for joining. My name is Sean Miller, and Hipster Viz Ninja, as you've seen. So this is Data to Dashboard. This is my weekly live stream, and this week we are focused on Makeover Monday. So let's go take a look at what we got here. So we are doing Makeover Monday 24, week 13, vacant household rates in the the largest metros. So we've got some census data. They use the American Community Survey data, which is kind of a so if you're not familiar, the census, the United States Census, is a giant survey that comes out every 10 years, and it's used to do a lot of things in government and public in the public sector. But then every year they put out kind of sub surveys of the larger census called the American Community Survey, and which the American Community Survey has a bunch of different, they measure a whole bunch of different things. So what they're looking at is they're looking at vacant homes in metro cities. So we have, if we look at here, we've got, here are the states and the cities with the highest vacancy rates, and then here's those with the lowest, right? And then they've got this interesting table here, which talks about kind of the some of the the reasons for vacancies. So this is kind of the this is where the data comes from. This is where the inspiration for this week comes from. I really like this idea. This article is really great because it talks about the cities with the highest, cities with the lowest, and then it poses this question like, so many homes are vacant, why are prices so high? And mortgage rates and all that kind of stuff. So, if you're in the U.S. and you're looking to buy a home, some good stuff to kind of keep in mind when you're doing that. But for the sake of this, we've got the top 50 metros, and more than that, because we got 759 rows, and there's a city, so we've got an estimate, and then we have a margin of error, which I think for the purposes of our dashboard, I don't think we necessarily need to be concerned with the margin of error, but we'll keep it in just in case. But okay, let's see. I don't need to bookmark it. All right, let's jump over to Tableau. Let's connect to this data. Microsoft Excel. Is it? Yeah, no, it's a CSV. Text file. In downloads, we got the vacant house. There we go. Again, for the purposes of this dashboard, don't think we're going to be doing anything with the margin of error. So we'll just keep the estimate. There we go. And these are MSAs. So the good thing is that we can actually map these. Tableau does have MSA as a geographic role field, which is pretty nice. We are going to put this on Tableau Public, so we're going to go ahead and create an extract. And then we'll get started. Yeah, put it wherever. All right. So if we look at this, if we just double click on MSA, you'll see that Tableau is going to automatically, we've got some stuff in Alaska, we've got some stuff in Hawaii, we got some stuff in Puerto Rico, and let's see how many rows, or how many things are we dealing with here? 392 metro areas. That's interesting. Okay, so let's do, and what we can actually do, because we've actually mapped this, we can have the dot, or we could fill the map, right? So we can do that, which is pretty nice. And then we can just do like the total number of, let's look at our data source here again. Occupied, vacant. Okay, so that's just so we need, if we wanted to do a percent, so percent vacant is going to be, now the total is already in there, right? So let's do, let's just do sum of vacant, yeah, and divided by the sum of total. It didn't like that. Why not? Oh, because I didn't close this one. There we go. Okay. And then we'll make that a percent. One decimal place I think is fine. And then maybe we'll color this. Oh, so there's, trying to think where is the really bad one? I mean, 51% vacant is significant. So if we do MSA bar chart vacant, Ocean City, New Jersey. That's pretty wild. So let's see. Let's see what the distribution of this is. So let's do, yeah, I can't create. So let's do, this is just exploration, right? This is what this is. So the total for the top 400 or 392, the total percent vacant is 82. So that's interesting. But what I want to do is make this a, discrete, and actually because it's a rate, I need to actually do it this way. So this is going to be percent vacant underscore LOD. So that's going to be fixed MSA. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this in just a minute. So sum vacant, close that, divided by fixed MSA sum total. So if we look at so the two differences are, we're still aggregating, but we're aggregating at different levels, right? So these are going to get the same result, right? Why did I do that? I X'd out of it. So this is percent vacant LOD, and this is going to be fixed MSA sum vacant divided by fixed MSA sum total. So if I bring this out, right, and I bring this out, why am I getting different values? Right? Why am I getting different values? Because this is essentially, so if I do but what I want to do is I can now bin this, and I want to bin it every 1%, right? So 0.01, and we'll make this default number format percentage that, yes. We'll make this See, and this is where we can have some fun with it, right? So maybe every 10%, right? That's what we'll do. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll just take MSA, and I'll hold down the Alt or Option. And I'll do a count of that. So you can see here that it says, let me check Monica on that. It still says starting soon, huh? You don't want to see this. Events. Let me... It's okay now. Okay, good. Very good. Excellent. Good deal. Okay. So what we're doing here is I am looking... So this is the number of MSAs, the number of metro areas that fall within vacant 0 to 10%, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, right? So the good thing about this is I can go all the way down to 1%, you know, this. And then you can really start to see it. So this is kind of a left skew, right? Which makes sense, right? You would expect that, you know, and we can see that, you know, there's a lot in the, you know, 5, 6 area. So that's essentially what we're doing is we're able to do that. And the reason that we had to do a level of detail calculation for that, in order to create these bins, is because in order to create a bin in Tableau, it has to be a non-aggregate measure, right? So it has to be a row level calculation or a row level field that's not been aggregated in order to create these default bins, right? So the way that you can hack that is you can just do a fixed level of detail at the level of detail that you are wanting to see the distribution at. So for this one, it's MSA. So I did a fixed level of detail by MSA, and then I just did the sum vacant divided by the same thing, sum total. So that essentially tricked Tableau into thinking that this is a non-aggregate measure or a row level metric, which then allows me to kind of do these kinds of things. So that's kind of interesting. I like this. I like this kind of view here. Let's see. I want to know. I think I want to create. So if I describe this, do I have... Okay, so I could... Oh, see, this... Yeah, there's some... And it's not really going to work. I was hoping that I could, like... I was hoping that I would be able to just take the, you know, to find the state for each of these. But you can see that there are some that span multiple states. Like this one, Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. That metropolitan area spans Pennsylvania and New Jersey, which is kind of interesting. So I can't really aggregate by state. We have to kind of keep it at the measure, which I thought was interesting because that's what they did here. Okay, next let's do let's create a set off of the percent vacant. No, let's create a set off of MSA, right? Create sets off of dimensions. So set, create set, right? And what we're going to do is we're just going to call this bottom percent, right? So this is the lowest vacancy. vacancy. And we'll do the bottom. Let's create a parameter for this, and we'll just do all. It'll be an integer, and we'll call this top end. All right, and it'll be defaulted to. We'll click OK. It's defaulted to 10. Very good. Okay, so we've got that. Lowest vacancy. I'll do the same thing for top. For the highest vacancy. Top 10. 5% vacant. And I actually want this to be my top end filter. So I'll click OK. Alright, so now I have my highest, my lowest, and this is where we should be able to get, yeah. So let's see what, let's just do some sanity checks here. It's always good to make sure you can validate the data. Now, one thing to kind of keep in mind that I've learned is that we may not be looking at the exact same data source. Yeah. So state. Well, New Orleans is not a state; it's a metro. And yeah. So where is? Interesting. So how do they... 50 largest metros. Lending tree analyzed to data to rank the nation's 50 largest metros by population. That's probably what it is. So we don't have that metric in there, right? But what if we did... What if we looked at it by... Well, let's go here and let's remove this, and then let's do total homes, and then we'll sort it this way. And what if we? So let's create more. Let's just go create some sets, right? Let's now do top 10 most total. And again, we'll create a top end by, and it'll be total. And then we'll do bottom 10 by total. I don't know what we'll do with this. Bottom 10 total. Bottom 10 least total. Top, bottom, parameter, total. So now if I do this, so here are, so then what we can do is we can create a combined set. Again, so you cannot group per city. Yeah, they're the same cities in different states. Right. Yes, so this is not really cities. So this is metropolitan service area. So let me explain. I'm in Kansas City, so let's zoom in on Kansas City. Come on. Right? So Kansas City. So this is the Kansas City Metropolitan Service Area, all right, the MSA, and the Kansas City metro area basically involves, it includes multiple cities, multiple counties within this region. So that's really kind of what it is, right? It's a metropolitan service area. It's not technically a city. it is kind of different. It is different that way, right? So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at this stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a combined set. Because again, I really think this could be interesting, right? So we are going to create so most total. So we're going to create a combined set. So we want the shared members, right? So this is turning into an education in sets, or sets education. Little tongue in cheek there. Sets. I gotta be careful when I say it. Sets education. But we'll call this highest vacancy and most homes, right? So I want to know the cities that are in the top 10 for most total homes, and they have the highest vacancy. So they need to be in both sets, right? So you can do multiple things when you're looking at when you're doing combined sets. So this is really kind of where sets really kind of takes things to the next level, and why sets are so much more powerful than like groups or doing calculated fields or something like that, is because you have the ability to make them more dynamic. So what we're doing is I'm creating a set. And we'll do this here. So now, interesting. There are no. So how do we do this? I wonder why that's not working. All members in both sets. Okay, but that's both. So let's do. So now I want highest homes. So top 10 most total homes. I'm going to add that to context. And then I'm going to do highest vacancy. Well, obviously, if I'm already filtering it down, that's why it's already doing that. Interesting. Okay. So again, I think the way that they did this is they took the top 50 by population, which is something which is not a dimension that we have. So that's okay. It's all right. We can still work with it, right? So I think what might be interesting, if we do, let's look at top 10. So top 10 most vacant. And the other thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove. No, we're not going to filter anything out. Yeah, I don't need. What is this? Percent vacant. Oh yeah, LOD. Never mind. Okay. So we'll get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. But I think what could be interesting is we have 10 rows. We could do, let's actually change this. And I'll do 16. So here are the 16 highest vacancy, right? So as a percentage of total homes, here are the 16 cities. I think what might be interesting is to do a waffle chart. So let's have some fun here. So let's go back here and how do we want to do this? let's go. It's been a while since I've dabbled in waffle charts. So let's go and search the web how to make a waffle chart in Tableau, and then we'll have some fun with it, right? So let's do this. Let's do new tab, waffle chart Tableau. Let's do. Let's see. How do we bring them together? That's what I need to know. There we go. I don't think we need to necessarily do one. We don't want to do that. That is a lot. Interesting. Okay. Well, I know that Andy has created one, so let's do that. There we go. Oh. So each one is going to be that. I don't want that. I just want. It's a video. I don't want a video. I just want to have the nope. Okay. All right, let's do this. I know I have this. We're gonna go create a new data source. It's an Excel file. Name waffle. There we go. Let's see what we get here. No, that doesn't really help. Because I think what we need is, let's just open this. Let's close this data source. And we'll do %. And we'll do 0.01, 0.02. Yep. And I get all the way to 1. Very good. Save that. Okay. Let's go here. And we have this 13.8. So I think what we're going to do is we want to add a Microsoft Excel waffle chart. And we want the well, yeah, for each record it's just going to be vacant divided by total is less than or equal to %. So let's see what we get here. well, first, let's remove it. Let's open it, and let's just do a join, because I think that's going to be better. I want a join calculation where we're going to do vacant divided by total. So the percentage is less than or equal to percent. Yep, I think that'll work. I should have well, hold on. No. Greater, no. Yes, there we go. So you can see here, like, and actually we should probably round this. So if I were to round, no, I want the floor of this. Is Tableau not like that? Probably not. How about just the integer? Nope, Tableau didn't like that either. Okay, fine. Okay. But you can see here we have for Abilene, Texas, which has a 13.8% vacancy, you can see that we have up to 13 rows, right? So we have 13. We should see for the next one, so for this one, we should see 22 rows. Yep. Okay. Well, no. Because I want it all. That's right. Now I'm figuring this out here. We don't want to join. We want a full join. So we want every record to have 100. We want to duplicate, well, not duplicate, but we want every field to be related to every row. Every row to every row, right? So now what we can do, I think this will be better. So now what we'll do here is, we got to create the extract. Now what we'll do, let's just do one MSA because I live in Kansas City. We'll just do that one, right? Just so we can make sure that we're doing things right. I want this to be, nope, not that. Columns and rows. I'll put column here. I'll put row here. So we have, I'll make this a circle. Yeah, that sounds good. And then what we'll do is we'll just create a calculated field that says if, well, no, I just want to color the circles where vacant, percent vacant is less than or equal to percent. And I need this to be and I get a true false if I put that on color for Kansas City. And we'll do percent vacant. Here, just so we can see it. And we'll do percent vacant. So if I flip that, So 6. Yep, so there's 100 squares, so each represents 1 square, right? So we have 6%. So let's bump this up a little bit. There we go. And now what I think we can do is, let's clean this up a little bit. I don't know, do we like the square or circles, or we could do squares? And something like that. And let's start cleaning this up a little bit. We'll hide, include, hide, include. There we go. And let's see, what else? What else can we do with this? Well, we can, if we show this header again, we can bring this in. There we go. And now we can unhide that. And let's change this up. And we'll make false. Will be blue. I kind of like this teal color. And then we'll do, there we go. Do some formatting. This is where we'll get really crazy here. I want my row dividers to be really thick and white. And I want my headers, I want my column dividers to be really thick and white. Ooh, this is looking good. Let's do entire view. There we go. Right? So we can start to see how this is all kind of starting to build out, right? So now what we can do is we can, let's remove this. So there's the overall, right? And now what we can do is we'll do highest vacancy. So look at that, for the highest vacancy, right? So for the top 16, which I guess we could show this parameter, and now, right? So if we do the top 10, right, we have, you know, nearly. Let's do this. Let's do the vacant percent, and actually, we'll round this percent here. Let's round. And why is that? Oh, is it because I didn't do? Nope. All right, it really doesn't like that. Okay. Interesting. It's all right. We'll figure this out. Okay, so look at that. I mean, the top 10 cities account for 30%, right? So the top 10 cities by what? The top 10 cities by highest vacancy, but is that necessarily what we want? How about there we go. So the top 10 cities by most homes have a combined vacancy rate of 6.9%. But then what? Yeah. So I think this might be a better kind of story here. So then what we can do is we can do, let's add this to context, and then we'll add not a hierarchy. So here are the number 1 cities. Let's do, and if I were to do this, whoa, don't think I like that. Okay, so I think what we'll do from here is we'll just create 10 different ones, right? So let's just do that. So 30, let's do, here's my number 1 tip if you're going to be doing a lot of, because what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this sheet, or we're going to duplicate this sheet 10 times in order to get 10 different waffle charts for the top, you know, however many, right? Ooh, there we go. Kind of give it some space. No, it's not the right kind of space. So let's go back up. There we go. Okay. Either way. So let's get this one right. So what we want to do is I want to, can I do a, let's do an index. And let's put that on label for now. And let's edit this index because I want it to, yeah. Because I want it to restart. That's essentially what I want to do, right? Is I want to have not every row. I need some sort of a dimension. What I wanted it to do is I wanted it to restart based off of this, you know. And calculation 1 is, okay, but what if I do the LOD version of this? And now I don't need this. This might be better. Whoop. And yeah, that's gonna get messed up. And that's okay. We still have this. What's... Okay, so now calculation 2 is... off of... oh. Calculation 1. But everything is done that way. Again, I want restarting every calculation 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Calculate. What do I want? I'm trying to figure this out here. Because what I want to do, again, I've got 1s everywhere, but that's not what I want. I want an index based off of true or false, right? So let's do, because if I can figure this out, then we can make, what I want to do is, I got to figure out a place to put the percentage, but I don't want to use the title. Well, maybe I do. Let's do, I don't know, maybe it'll be easier that way. Let's do detail. We can take this off. And let's do like that, right? And let's get the colors, right? Let's do the colors again. So gray is where it's true. False is this nice teal color. Click apply. Click OK. Actually, I think I want something a little bit more, something that pops just a little bit more. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to do now? So do we have everything the way that we want? We don't need, I don't think we need any tooltip, actually. Okay, so we've got that. And I think now what we can do, let's rename this to barn stable. Duplicate, and then show this filter, and then we just do a value list. Daphne, duplicate, East Stroud, duplicate, Webs, duplicate, Myrtle Beach, duplicate, Naples, duplicate, Ocean City. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating a sheet for each city in the Panama City and Salisbury and San Germain. Duplicate, last one. San Germain. There we go. Okay, now, do we want to do anything else with this? I think I do want to remove Puerto Rico just because it's such a it's such an interesting it's such a unique area. It's not technically a state, and so I think I want to remove it. And I can do a wild card, right? So none. And wild card exclude does not end with comma PR. And a lot of them go lol, right? So a lot of them go blank, right? So let's just go through here. Yep, that one is. So now let's do. We've got And the good thing is that this updated. So we have Barnstable. Yeah, let's show the filter here. Okay, Barnstable. Okay, so I need one for, so let's move that here. And this will be Crestview, Fort Worth. Right? Destin, yeah, okay. So, and then we have Daphne, and then we have East, and then we have Myrtle, and then we have Naples, and then we have Ocean City, and then we have Panama City, Florida, and then that, and then now this one is actually going to be Waterton. Okay. So there's that. Now the next thing that I want to do, just so I make it, just so that I make sure this is right, Ocean City is 1. Barnstable is 2. This is going to help me whenever I go to create the dashboard, that I'm putting them in the right order. Salisbury is 3. And Naples is 4. And then we'll do, so this is where it's like, I wish I had done this a little differently, because now I'm thinking of different things that I want to add, right? So actually, yeah, let's get rid of all this again. Delete. And let's do, this is single value drop down. Or single value list. There we go. And then what we'll do here is, what I think I want to do is I want to add the total number of houses and the number of vacant houses. And then I want to make this a little bit, right? So let's make this like Tableau semi-bold. Make it like 18. And percent. See what that looks like. Okay, so that, I need this to be 18. There we go. That looks good. But then underneath, I'm gonna do Tableau light 11 italic, and that's gonna be so that's going to be total homes. Well, so we'll do, and then we'll just show the, we'll just set this up as kind of like what the calculation would be, right? So with a pipe, and I don't want the pipe to be italicized. There we go. So you can see here, like, this shows the number of homes. This shows the number of vacant homes. So that's where you get the 35.5. And then could we do, well, rank will be implied by the way that we, well, let's do, let's do, yeah, let's do that. Let's do this and click OK. And let's see what else. We'll do like, I think what I want to do is this. Let's bring that over here so that I can, yeah, because then I can do like, that, right? think that's good, right? I think we'll keep it there. So now we'll duplicate this, but this time it'll be Crestview, and this will be Crestview is 9, and change this to 9. Now, let me talk about this. If I was doing this in a production setting, like if I was doing this for a client or in my work, I would and this was going to be changing a lot, like lots of different. If I want to productionalize this, this is not the way that I would do it. I would figure out a way to make this all dynamic and put it all on one sheet, or figure out how to do the sorting, right? But because it's just going to be a static image, let's just make it work, right? So that's kind of the dichotomy between what do you do for Tableau Public, what do you do for work. This is a great example of where you kind of break that connection, because this data is never going to change. I'm never going to go update this data, but I want to tell a story and I want to visualize it in a certain way. So let's just do whatever we need to do to get it to that point. But again, if you are going to productionalize this, where maybe you're looking at, maybe you want to do some sort of a, looking at it by category, right? Or by subcategory, or marketing campaign, or something along those lines, right? And so the rank and the, all of these things were going to change frequently. You would want to figure out a way to make sure that everything kind of updates dynamically as new data comes in. And the way that we're doing it here is not that way. So just kind of keep that in mind. But for the purposes of what we're doing, this will work just fine. So we know that Daphne is number 8. So we'll do 8 here. I guess I don't really need, I just need to do this. And then it doesn't really matter. I just need to know the number, right? So then we'll duplicate this. I'll go back here. I'll go back here, right? And then we'll duplicate this to east, and we know that east is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Duplicate Myrtle Beach, Destin. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Duplicate Naples is 4. Ocean City, New Jersey is 1. All right, we're almost done here. Panama City, Florida is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll duplicate this. Salisbury is 3. Oop. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We know that this is 10. All right. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of our things there, which is great. Now let's go create a dashboard. We know that this is going to be really long, And I think what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a horizontal container. Nope, it's going to be a vertical container. The reason it's vertical is because the first thing you have to put on your dashboard, the first and last thing you have to put on your dashboard. So let's put a blank in there to create a placeholder. Let's go here and let's add a semi-bold, like 26, black. And then we'll say analyzing vacant home rates in top U.S. metro cities. And I think this is all going to be it's got to be much bigger, right? It's got to be like, let's make it big. There we go. Analyzing vacant home rates in 10 U.S. metro cities. And then we'll say, and then we'll drop it down. And then we'll say, it doesn't necessarily need to be bold anymore. It can be less bold, so medium. And we'll say the following, and it doesn't need to be capitalized anymore either. The following, the cities, the metro areas listed below are the 10 highest, are those with the highest vacancy rates, the highest share of vacant homes. And we'll color this. Well, we'll come back to it. I think this is too big. This is the hardest part, is analyzing text size. Let's bring it down, and then we'll bring this down to like 20, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be that bold, or that. Yeah, there we go. And then from here, the next thing we need to do down below is we'll add our attribution. So there we go. We'll call it, this is Makeover Monday 2024 11. And the data is from what? United States Census Bureau. Copy. There we go. Okay, so now within here, let's put a horizontal container. And I think we're going to need more space. I think this is going to need to get bigger, but it's all right. So let's put the blank in there. And then we'll put a horizontal in there, or a vertical in there. And then we'll put another vertical in here. And now we can finally get rid of the blank. So now what we can do is 1, what? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, that's right. So there we go. So we want 1. Oh yeah, it does do that. So let's put 1 in here, and then let's put the blank in that one, but then we'll do 1 here, right? And then now we'll put 2 here, and then we'll put 3, and then we'll do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get rid of that. And now we can just get rid of all this. Oh, I figured that was going to be the problem. Get rid of all these filters here. And you can start to see how this is going to come together here, right? So there's our 10. And I didn't account for like where they're really long, right? And let's do distribute evenly. Distribute evenly. There we go. So now I just need to increase. There we go. Oh yeah, let's do that here too. That doesn't seem to be even, but it says it is. Oh yeah, because I need to go 1 more wider. There we go. And now we'll make this really large too. So it's a big one, but, and then what's going on here? There we go. That doesn't, the width is 692. The width, I don't know. That just doesn't look, that just looks wider to me. Maybe it's just a, and then, you know, we can start to kind of, well, we can't really do that because, share of vacant homes, and then we'll do highest share of vacant homes. For a little pop of color in the title, we will copy the color that we're using here. And we'll make it bold. There we go. Something like that, right? Let's see. What? Yeah. If we wanted to, so this is why, right? Like it's, I could if I wanted to, or if I see how it, like this is really, really long, like these two are really, really long, like everything kind of has the same amount of space here. So again, this is where we get to kind of, we get to have some liberties here, right? So we're just going to call this, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit this to just Myrtle Beach SC. NC. and then I'll do everybody, not everybody, a lot of people know like this, right? So Destin, Florida, right? Like usually the first city listed is the one that people, or maybe not, I don't know, but now we can just kind of go, you know, Watertown, New York, and then what's this? Daphne, Alabama. So what this is going to allow us to do is bring in the width now to kind of, yeah, there we go. Now I like this a lot better, right? Like this is really starting to come together here. Okay, so there you go. So then you can see, and then maybe last little footnote here is tell people how to read, right? So we'll do light, and we'll do like a 15, yeah, let's do like a 14, does not need to be bold, and we can go back to this color here. It'll be like subtitles include total homes, include vacant homes, include count of total homes and total homes. Maybe italicize that. There we go. So there you go. So I think this really starts to show, I think this does a really good job of showing, really putting the percent, right, kind of in the forefront, right? Because this basically says out of every 100 homes in Ocean City, New Jersey, 51 are vacant, right? So you're really kind of making sense of the numbers. Yeah, that's what that is. So yeah, I think that's what we'll call it. We'll call this one good. So nice little waffle chart to show the top 10 highest vacant metros in the U.S. So not including Puerto Rico. Yeah, so cool. Well, that was really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll get this published out there. You can go download it and take a look at it if you want. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Hope you learned a few things. And we'll catch you next time. As always, my name is Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Like that sign says, we are all data people. Go forth and viz.